And welcome back to yet another episode of Canonically Incorrect. Canonically Incorrect. I'm your co-host, Zach.
And I'm your host, Eugene.
Okay, you're the host. And I'm the
I don't know. I guess
co-host means...
Yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. Whoops. Though I guess that could be depending on the episode. Like, if we do a superhero episode.
Right. But
like,
I mean, regardless, we're always in the same.
Yeah.
So.
I mean... I guess that would make a good point. We should probably start doing that if it's like a big topic that one of us really knows.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like co-host just means you're sharing the title.
I just realized that, whoops.
Anyway, welcome to the episode. Welcome to this week's episode, which is on So Bad It's Good.
Yep.
And so we'll be talking about that in a second. A couple quick things before we get into the news section. Again, please follow us on Twitter at Canon_Incorrect. It's all one word. The underscore, that little dashy line, the underscore. If you don't know what underscore is, what you're doing.
Not on that.
And then we do want to mention we have started.
I guess this is probably news now because this is news for us. So now segueing into news somehow, amazingly, we have started a new Twitch channel at which is Canon Incorrect.
Yeah, no underscore, just Canon Incorrect.
Yeah.
As confusing as we are.
Yeah. We are trying to stream this every Friday in general.
Yeah. We had to come up with a witty name for it, like Friday Night...
Oh, yeah, I know.
Friday night
stream. Friday night, fight night. No, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's Friday Night Fights is just too often done.
I know.
Everyone does Friday Night Fights.
I know.
We'll think of something. But we are going to try to do this every Friday. We're going to stream different games. Right now, we're kind of in a Paladins groove.
Yeah.
We'll probably be playing Paladins this Friday, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we're probably going to play. We're also probably going to also try another thing is we're going to make another Discord later. And we'll have people just play with us.
Yeah, we're going to let that way you guys can come in and play, the 2 or 3 of you that are listening. Maybe.
Plus that random new person that just somehow do the stupid meta tags.
Yeah. So, just a heads up. Also, I do want to mention this might be actually somewhat news for Eugene.
Uh-huh.
We're thinking about expanding, even though we have a small base. And that's expanding is we're gonna do a spinoff. I was gonna talk to you about this.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna talk less about movies and TV shows since that's not something you're super into.
Yeah.
So we'll say those for special, and I was gonna spin that off into a separate twice a month or maybe once a month podcast with our other friend BJ, who will also be coming on this occasionally, kind of like that's part of the canonically or part of the incorrect family, if you will. It's probably be called something like cinematically incorrect.
We'll figure out the naming.
But this show will mainly be focusing on more nerd stuff, or geek stuff, like video games, anime, cartoons, and comics.
Okay.
And that way, and occasionally, of course, because nerd stuff is movies and TV shows will be mentioned, but will not be the focus.
Okay,
I figure that way we're more tight.
Okay, that sounds cool.
So you can come on as a special episode, so it's gonna be crossovers and all that.
Oh yeah.
So special episodes. It's only gonna be probably once a month, if that. This is the main show still, Canonically Incorrect. This is the main show.
Don't you dare get it wrong, BJ. I know you're listening now. Don't you dare let it get to your head.
Yeah, you're. I'm not even gonna call you a co-host. BJ, who will be on the other show, will be
love you, baby,
intern. But the other show will be slightly different in theme, slightly different in I'm gonna be ragging on BJ a lot, so it's gonna be a completely different.
So it's exactly the same.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I just thought that'd be something neat to do, and so we're kind of just
branching off.
Yeah. We have streams going on. We have 2 potential podcasts.
And we'll probably talk more about that later.
When we have more news. I have been tweeting it.
I still need to go on Twitter.
To the 13 followers we have. Getting there. So, that moves us to news.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of already in news, because that was news to Eugene. I kind of sprung that on him. I tweeted it out a couple days ago, and I forgot to mention it to Eugene.
It's fine. I mean, that's actually makes it much easier on me, to be honest.
Yeah, I figured it'd help, because obviously, movies, I mean, you watch some, but you don't watch a lot.
I don't watch a lot, yeah.
So you can't really focus. I don't want just me be talking about movies, and you're, standing there looking at me.
I mean, if we plan ahead of time, I even made sure to watch a lot of movies.
And BJ has no idea about video games or anime or cartoons or really much about comics, but he loves movies.
So that makes sense.
And we will have crossover episodes, obviously.
And we'll probably have a couple episodes throughout the year, definitely, with
definitely.
all 4 people that we've mentioned so far.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. So news for the week. I know you're itching to talk about something coming up in August.
Yeah, it's something that's like that. It's basically my Super Bowl, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah, Eugene loves this.
I love this genre of games, which is the fighting game genre, and EVO's coming up in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and EVO, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like it's on Twitch usually. I mean,
it's streamed on Twitch.
It's streamed on Twitch now, but it's the fighting game tournament.
Yep, like in the United States, actually in the world at this point.
And they include multiple fighting games, not just one. It's
they have like 8 main games.
8 main games,
and then if you're there, that's the main game, right? But if you're there, there's also even more games that you could play. That's a side tournament, so you have to bring extra money if you want to enter those tournaments too.
And they shoutcast this on Twitch, obviously, so they have announcers and stuff. It's big. What are the games? Is Street Fighter going to be there?
Street Fighter's going to be there. I don't have the list on top of my head.
Okay, well Eugene pulls that up. EVO is coming up, which is a good segue for our next week's episode. We're pretty sure it's going to be fighting
games.
Yeah. So that's perfect because EVO is the first week of August?
It's the first week of August, yes. So it is the 3rd to the 5th.
3rd to the 5th. So we're actually going to be ahead of the curve for once. We're not going to be behind. We're going to talk about EVO before it happens.
So the games that will be played there is Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, Tekken 7, Guilty Gear Xrd, Injustice 2, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle.
All right, I played 2 of those games. Next week, you're going to see me be like, I'm like the noob when it comes to fighters. Like I'm like a pleb.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and Eugene's like a veteran, so it'll be perfect. You get 2 different perspectives next week.
Which will be actually a great episode.
And if Choi Boy, he's what? Would you say intermediate or veteran?
He'd be intermediate. He's got a lot of fundamental that he doesn't know, but we'll talk about that for the next.
Yeah, so stay tuned if you're into fighting games, fighting in general. Maybe we'll think of like a fighting anime.
Oh, you know what? That we'll probably throw that into there too.
We'll call it Fight Night. I don't know. So
that was really stupid from before, but works now.
I can't help it. Fight Night's like ingrained in my brain.
But it's not on Friday. Yeah. I think the problem was it was on Friday.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So that's next week's episode. It will be on fighting in general. Also, a heads up for those of you who aren't aware. I am actually going to probably going on vacation after that episode, but
okay.
We shouldn't miss a beat because it's not going to. It's because we usually record on the weekend. So
yeah, usually record on the weekend, and if not, we can always double take.
I usually come back, so don't worry. Just a heads up. So EVO fight next week. That's news.
That's news. Yeah.
Anything else in the news before we move on?
Not really.
Geek Potpourri, which for those of you who don't know, is basically everything and anything that we are doing throughout the week. Like, it's geek related.
Yeah, most of me is just trying to get better at fighting games just to prep for EVO. Or I'm not going there, but I'm going to a viewing party.
Ooh, you know what we should do? Not this Friday, but next Friday. Maybe we can stream a fighting game.
Oh yeah, we could definitely stream a fighting game. Especially, I mean, we could play it online nowadays, or we can just do it live.
Well, I can head over since I don't have any fighting game rigs or anything like that. So we can play it here, and we'll both be on the same. That'd be perfect. Since I have a crappy mic. Hopefully, by the way, that'll be fixed soon.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not a hard fix at this point.
Yeah, so for me, Geek Potpourri, I've mostly been engrossed in a game that came out for the Switch. That would be Octopath Traveler.
Yep. I mean, I've heard you talk about it. I've heard other people, and they have had the same complaint as you do. Yeah, so the problem with Octopath... Okay, I'm going to do it. It's going to be like a mini... I call it preliminary review. I am about 22 hours in the game. Which, I don't know if that tracks, because I was doing the math in my head. I've been playing since Thursday night. I've only probably put in about 15, 16 hours, so that might be like idle time and stuff. Yeah, don't forget about idle time. You probably left it like going to the bathroom.
Yeah, so we'll say close to 20 hours. Anyway.
Yeah.
So quick mini review, preliminary. I'll update it next week maybe during Potpourri.
Yeah.
So the game is definitely good. I'll say that. So if you like old school JRPGs, like I'm talking about Super Nintendo era, the SNES era, people compare the graphics to Final Fantasy VI, which I actually like. It's a good game. But I don't think this game plays like Final Fantasy VI. It just looks like it. But it's more beautiful. You know, it's the background is more rendered beautifully, but it's sprite-based. The game is you play 8 protagonists. Normally in a JRPG, you have maybe 1 or 2 protagonists, and then you have side characters who add. This one, each player of the 8 is a protagonist, and they have their own story. This is good, but mostly bad. And this is because there is no real overarching story. It's like disconjointed, if that makes sense. And they're not very well written.
The funny thing is, like, I remember like watching like a YouTube video on another SNES game, sort of like that, where it's like 6 heroes.
Yeah.
And the only time that they somehow get conjoined together is time travel. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know why, but this is like exactly reminding me of that game. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty your standard JRPG story fare. I mean, nothing major. Actually, I kind of think that most of these side stories are kind of bland. It's okay in JRPGs are normally, pretty straightforward with the story for the most part.
And then they try to throw in a plot twist somewhere. But.
Yeah, this game is very bland on the story. I'd say the story is the weakest part of this game.
Okay.
That's because you're playing as Cyrus, who's a scholar, and he's doing his own thing, which is not really related to Therion, which is a thief, doing his own thing, and like it's almost like they don't even exist with each other half the time.
So you don't feel invested in anybody from the way this sounds?
No, there is some side conversations between party members. It's like banter system where you see a little button, you press it, kind of like in a lot of games have been doing that lately.
Oh yeah,
but that's usually supplemental. That's not the only way, and in this game, that's the only way you see your characters interact.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, so that's the issue I have. Now, the story may be kind of bland. I'm only halfway through. There's 4 chapters each character. I'm on chapter 2. I just beat chapter 2 for everyone. So I might pick up in the last chapter. And I have heard spoilers, kind of, so heads up. Mm-hmm. There is a final secret dungeon where where they all converge, the stories.
Okay.
So we'll see about that. For overall, the stories don't gross me. The combat is, if you've ever played Bravely Default.
Oh, I love that game.
The combat's very reminiscent of that. So.
Actually, I love the battle of that game. I hated that.
The story?
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell for people.
There's a part where there's a lot of backtracking. We'll just say that. So.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I think I might have spoiled it for one person.
So, yeah. Octopath Traveler has that system and has like battle points, BP, where you can save up and use, and it powers up your attacks and stuff. So just like Bravely Default. It's beautifully, the graphics are very reminiscent of SNES. I love the combat. It's fun. You have classes, so you have 8 jobs, obviously, and you have subclasses, 1 each for every person. So you can have a thief scholar, or a thief dancer, or a dancer scholar, stuff like that. Overall, hit or miss in the stories. Combat's good. I'm kind of addicted, even though it's not.
I mean, there's something good about the game.
The nostalgia is strong.
Okay.
The nostalgia is strong. I love kind of grinding a couple extra levels while I'm looking for that loot I'm trying to get.
I don't know why, but that always feels good to me nowadays.
Yeah, I just I'll put on some music or watch some YouTube or a documentary while I'm doing that mindlessly. The story's okay. Combat's good. I like the graphics. I like pretty much everything but the individual story. So I'm going to give it preliminary, and I will update it when I beat the game.
5 being average.
5 being average. I'm going to give it right now an 8 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. It would be a 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for the disconjointed stories where they don't really... Cyrus and Therion, they've been traveling my party the entire time. I think they've talked to each other once, and it was like a side thing that made no sense for the story.
Oh, okay.
So I don't like it. You're not invested in them.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So just keep that in mind. I still say Octopath Traveler is a great game for the Switch. I mean, the Switch is not super hungry for games, but there's going to be a gap period right now for the Switch.
Yeah, like the Switch has some love games, but there is definitely gaps.
The next game coming out for the Switch, I don't think, unless you count Mega Man, but that's no, Mega Man 11.
Oh yeah, that's
cross-platform.
Yeah.
It's not coming out until Smash, which is in December.
Ooh, yeah, that won't be for a while.
So there's gonna be a little bit of a dry streak coming up. So just keep that in mind. Octopath Traveler has probably about 100 hours of content, so if you're looking for something, there's plenty to do. Like I said, I'm about 20 hours in, about halfway through, and I've not been doing every single side quest. So,
I bet that takes.
So
forever.
I'm gonna do that. What I like to do is to beat the game first, because you can. So far, you can go back to every town.
Okay.
So I like to beat the game first, or get close to like the final boss, and then go back and do everything.
Okay, that makes sense.
So It's going to be plenty of time, so just keep that in mind. I think that's it. All we have for Geek Potpourri, right?
Yeah, that's all we have here for Geek Potpourri.
Yeah, stay tuned for next week. I'll also tweet out as I play my impressions of Octopath Traveler, which is the new hotness right now. So,
yep.
All right.
The main topic.
Yeah, go ahead, Eugene.
It's so bad that it's good. So we're going. It's so there's a lot of things about this. There's actually when I try to do this, there's a very few games that I could list.
Games are unique. I was thinking about this because if you play a bad game, it's just bad because the controls are bad, the graphics are bad. What's good about it?
Right. So there's only one game that I thought on this list.
I got my list in a second. I'll check. I think I have 2, but yeah, I don't have a lot.
But I'll go with my one game.
All right, go for it.
So it is Sailor Moon S, which is a SNES fighting game. This is what happens when you take the form of fighting games, and then you decide to ignore the whole balance of fighting games. So, everything is flat out broken, but because everything's flat out broken, everyone's on equal fighting grounds now. So, it has this fairness because everything's broken.
Is this Sailor Moon what?
It's a Sailor Moon fighting game for the SNES.
SNES, okay.
Yeah, so it's really old.
Yeah.
So, usually, when you do stuff in fighting games, usually the game developer restricts you on purpose. That it's the law of the game. In this game, it's as if you took people who liked fighting games, but had no idea how to make them.
Huh.
And so because of that, everything's just broken. It's you know what? That sounds cool. Let's just put in the game. You know what I mean?
So there's a character that just pretty much owned there's no.
But everyone does that to each other.
So if everyone's overpowered, isn't that balanced?
Yes, it's balanced because of that. That's what I'm saying. Because it's so bad, but they did it so badly, it just balanced itself out to be a pretty good game.
Huh.
For fighting.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, I know. It's really weird to hear about this.
Yeah.
But, it's balanced because of this. I mean, and it's pretty fun, but, if you're really into fighting games, you might enjoy, but it's not, something you're going to see people playing forever.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for Sailor Moon because of nostalgia, obviously. I mean, that's pretty much an anime. I'd almost say it's so bad it's good.
I mean, that's almost true.
The anime itself. I mean, it's really, at least in America, it was because obviously growing up, we listened to the dub.
Dub, yep.
Yeah, so. It wasn't bad. It was bad, but it was bad. But it was good.
I mean, as a kid, you loved it.
Kind of like Thundercats.
Yeah, exactly. But the game, because this is balanced, it becomes fun. So you're like, oh, that's cheap. No, your character's just as cheap. So it just becomes fun.
Huh. All right.
So there's the things about which we'll probably talk about next time.
Because you're going to
we're going to actual fighting game theory.
Yeah.
Is that the one thing that you should know about any fighting game is that there's a balance of fairness to make it fun.
Right.
Because if one character is just brokenly good.
Right.
Compared to everybody else, you're not going to play the game.
Right, and that's why there's meta lists, which is someone's overpowered, and generally these game designers will patch.
Nowadays,
not back then, obviously. That's probably why Sailor Moon has what it is.
Yeah, but
nowadays most games will patch somewhat.
Yep, and so that's why this game is fun because even though everyone's broken, they're all on equal fighting grounds.
Yeah. All right. For my game's kind of more well known. It's kind of like a meme at this point.
Oh?
Earth Defense Force, EDF.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Basically, it's a super cheesy, terrible graphics, makes no sense, it should be all out bad, but it's good. And what it is you basically have to defend a city from giant insects. Like giant ants, and you use any and all weapons you have around you, and it's the very first one. I'm pretty sure it's the first one. It's so I
remember it being really, really bad.
Yeah, the graphics are really bad. It's cheesy.
The poly count looks really low.
The animations aren't good, but somehow it's fun. If you ever,
I played it and I liked it.
Playing with friends is just really fun.
Like I didn't even think about it being bad until you brought it up.
Yeah,
but I remember playing this is more fun than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, so I like it. Earth Defense Force. I'm not an expert because I've only played probably, I'll be honest, 10 hours total in all the games.
Oh,
it's one of those games where I can't get into it, but I can recognize that it's good. So.
Fair enough. You want to go finish up the game list with your last one?
Yeah.
Because I don't have another game.
Okay. My other one is. Do you remember Rad?
Oh, I was thinking about that game the other night, actually.
Robotic Alchemical or Alchemic Drive.
I don't remember.
Basically, for the uninitiated, it's a PS2 game, and you are a human that controls a giant robot. The perspective is from you as a small human.
Yep.
And you control with a remote control a giant robot. So you have like a jetpack and all that.
And the controller is supposed to be like a PS2 controller too.
Yeah.
So like one of the, what's it called?
The joysticks?
Not the joystick, but like the RVs controllers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's supposed to look like that, but
Yeah. So it's crazy because you're a giant robot that fights other giant robots and other giant kaiju, I guess is the right word.
Giant monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, we're speaking for English groups.
Yeah. So you fight these giant robots, and you're just like, and it's really bad, but it's really cool because like you can destroy buildings with your guy, and they all have super moves. Like the main robot shoots his fist out like a rocket fist, and it comes back.
The one thing I got complain about the game is the camera angle, but it's supposed to be bad.
The camera angle is so bad because it's from your perspective, and remember, you're like,
and you have to move your character to a good spot to see the fight, and that means you cannot move your robot either.
Yeah, so your robot's defenseless while you are moving around the city.
Yeah,
and like most times the best spot, the vantage point's on top of the building, which you can use like a jetpack. The issue is sometimes collateral damage will happen, and your building will collapse, and you have life too. You as a human, so you can die.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
it's just good fun. It's bad, but it's good. I don't know. I mean, nothing is more ultimate than when you get your giant mech and you just fire that fist of justice that goes right through the robot, and like it's slow motion comes back to your robot, and it's glorious.
I mean, as long as you enjoy it, it's good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a biased show, technically.
Yeah. No. Well, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say it's good, so it's good.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the tale.
Yeah, a couple honorable mentions I'm not going to really go into.
Sounds great.
South Park 64.
I don't remember that being a good game, but...
I liked it as a kid. And then finally, Clay Fighter 64.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree on that one. Like, it was so bad, but...
You like the main guy, and there's like a snowman, and it uses claymation. It's bad.
I mean, it's bad.
It's like a Mortal Kombat clone, but they use claymation.
But it was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
So, those are my two honorable mentions. All right, where are we moving on to?
So, we're moving on to movies now.
Movies. All right, you go first.
So, one of the movies I put on the list is Ninja Silent Assassin. Never seen it, right?
No, I don't think I've seen it, no.
So, it's basically... The long story short is, right? It's a ninja movie, right? With no Asians in it.
All right.
So, the main character is I can't remember, but he works in an office, and he's also a ninja.
All right.
And then he needs to challenge another ninja rival group for... I don't remember. Shoot.
Tracks.
Yeah, I should have wrote better notes for it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, so.
But when you see them fight, the dubbing's terrible too. So it's like as if it was a Japanese movie made into English with white people. So it had this what's the word I'm looking for? This feeling of loss in translation.
Okay, yeah.
And this bad dub, everything's badly dubbed, in the 70s,
right?
Because this is in the 70s.
Okay.
And so there's this bad dubbing. Everything's terrible about the movie. Like I said, there's no Asians in this ninja movie, which just disconnect. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I mean, it's very. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Not paradoxical almost because.
Yeah.
Ninjas, you think Asians.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be Asian ninjas too.
Contradiction. It's like a contradiction.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when you finally get to see them fight in their ninja suits, they're these bright neon colored ninja suits. The opposite of a ninja. And then it's got that whole cheesy ninja martial arts from the 70s all put into that.
Huh. No.
So it's supposed to be a serious movie, but I can't help but laugh throughout the entire movie because of that. It's pretty good comically.
I'm gonna have to check it out, see if I can find it for free. I'm not gonna pay money for that, I'll tell you that.
There's another movie that I did find on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll bring that up later.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Yours. Yeah. Mine. I'm gonna start with the undisputed king of bad movies that are considered cult classic good. Everyone who's probably anyone has heard of this movie, The Room.
Oh yeah, that's actually in my extra time.
Yeah, The Room is a beautiful disaster.
Like I forget who the guy who wrote it.
Tommy Wiseau.
At first, he said it was supposed to be a serious movie, but then he embraced the whole comedy.
If you've ever seen this Tommy Wiseau, I always
I don't remember his name.
But if you've ever seen him, he is a character.
Yeah.
Recently, they've done a movie. James Franco did it's called The Disaster Artist. And it's a mockumentary about the creating of The Room. And James Franco is Tommy Wiseau in this movie. And he won a Emmy of some sort. Like, I don't know for what.
I didn't know that.
And he went up, when he went up to get his Oscar or Emmy or whatever, he wanted to thank Tommy Wiseau, who was up on stage with him, and Tommy went to talk on the mic, give a speech, and James Franco's like, no, buddy, no. He is a character, but the movie is really bad. I can't even tell you what it's about. Honestly, it's like
I don't know, like drama. Like all of a sudden, like they're like playing football in tuxedos, like out of nowhere. That's
You've betrayed me. I mean,
the fight scene though.
Yeah. So, if you're looking for a movie that I would definitely say is so bad it's good, like it is terrible, and you realize it was meant to be good.
Yeah.
Like, he really thought
he was trying to be serious when you first saw it.
It's not his acting debut, I don't think, but this is his one of his early, like, he's trying to become a well-known actor in this,
and a writer,
Yeah, he both
and director,
writes and directs.
He did everything. I mean, like, to be honest, it's amazing what he actually did.
Yeah,
but still,
and this movie is like a cult classic. They show this like in cities and all that. They had a movie made out of it recently. It came out originally. The original The Room came out in 2004. So
okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
My first introduction with it was like in 2005 or 2006 on Adult Swim for their April Fool's Day thing.
Actually, yeah, that's where I first saw it too.
They showed The Room instead of their normal schedule, and I stood around. I watched it. I was like, "This is so bad." I was at first I was upset, but then I'm like, this is a disaster. I can't look away.
Exactly.
Wow. So watch it. It's not meant to be a comedy, but it is hilarious.
Like if Zach put it on the list and I put it on my extra time, if we need more.
Yeah, we didn't talk. We don't go over our list. Yeah, we never go over our list. So
we make it genuinely surprising.
Yeah. So yeah, we both say it's a movie you want to watch. It's not very long, so just give it a look. I think it's free on YouTube.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just Google it. I mean, Tommy Wiseau doesn't really much care. He likes the free publicity, so I'm sure that's probably why. Check it out, and then I've heard The Disaster Artist is also good, so check that out.
So one of them was another movie that I want to put on that list, right?
Yeah.
Is that I saw is Crippled Avengers. It's exactly as it sounds. It's a Chinese movie from the 70s or 60s.
I don't want to say there's a racial thing going on here.
Yeah.
But you're like choosing these foreign movies.
Oh, I know, but no. The first one was actually an American movie.
Okay. Kind of like Kung Pao, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yep.
Maybe an honorable mention. I'm not going to...
Anyway, I love that movie.
Yeah, so the movie you're talking about, was it Crippled Avengers?
Crippled Avengers.
All right.
I had a field day on this. Like, someone, recommended this to me some time ago. Mm-hmm. And it's on YouTube, by the way, the whole movie.
All right.
But it is badly, the quality's really bad to this.
When was it made, roughly?
The 70s or 60s.
Another 70s or 60s, all right.
Right? So they have this, weird disconnect because of that scene. But it's about the main villain. So it starts off, you get to know the main villain first. He's just a man coming back from war, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But he he comes home to find these burglars have killed his wife and crippled his son by cutting off his arm.
All right.
So then the man gets very bitter, goes to a blacksmith and builds his son a new metallic arm.
Nice.
I don't know, this is also the old Chinese time, the old...
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously they had robotics to make a...
No, it's not even before robotics was even a thing.
Because obviously, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, obviously in the 70s they had technology to make a robot arm move with your mind.
No, the time place it took was 1500s.
Even better.
Yeah. So yeah, right. So then, so they eventually take revenge on the people who caused destruction, and that did not help them. So they became very bitter. So, a few years down the line, the father basically got really irritated with his business deal and forced the man to drink so much that he became mute.
Okay.
Right? And then his son got really angry still that wasn't enough, decided to clap with his 2 iron hands and make him deaf.
All right, then.
Right? And then, they walked out of the bar area, ran into a traveler who just bumped into who just was there at the wrong time, and they just removed his eyeballs with two fingers from the iron arms.
Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here.
No, so basically, long story short, this guy is crippling 4 people left and right, basically.
Yeah.
But 3 people at first, right? So this martial artist gets really frustrated at these people, decides to put them out of their try to show them what's right and fight them off.
Yeah.
Instead, he loses.
Okay.
So as punishment, they crush his head, so he becomes really stupid.
Politically correct.
Yeah. I do not.
I thought you were going with another R word at first. I'm like, I know we're canonically incorrect, but that's.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, I call my friends that all the time, but not on air.
Yeah, we can't do that on air. We're esports, baby.
Yeah.
So, eventually, so the guy becomes like so they eventually go to the kung fu guy's master's place to start training, and this is where the whole trope begins, where if you can't hear, you can see better. If you can't see, you can hear better.
Right.
That's where this whole trope starts to come from.
So is the guy whose head smashed in, is he super strong?
No, he's already super strong. He couldn't take care of 2 people at once.
Does he have really stupid strength?
Really stupid strength. Yes, that's what he has. So, the movie, as you can tell, it's a train wreck.
Yeah,
and I love it.
All right, I'll check that out. I've never heard of it.
I know,
man.
I know. These old movies have these wonderful touch. It's not like Jurassic World, where it's bad and then they don't loop around.
Yeah. So my next movie is another well-known one, and some would argue it's not bad at all. Mm-hmm. But I love this movie series, and really, normally I'd say this for the other podcast, but.
Screw it for this show. I mean,
yeah, screw BJ. Evil Dead, the OG, not the remake.
I'm about to say, I think the first one, no one could argue that it's bad.
Because the budget's so low.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, The Evil Dead is a horror movie made, technically I think it was shot in 79, but didn't air until 82 for some reason. Something happened.
I think they had to take a longer time to.
BJ would know more because he's recently he's been reading If Chins Could Kill, which is a Bruce Campbell autobiography, and Bruce Campbell is one of the stars. He's the star really of the Evil Dead series. Yes, there's more than one, but the first one was a sleeper hit. It's a horror movie. This guy, his girlfriend, his friend, and his friend's girlfriend all go to a cabin that's for some reason dilapidated, and they decide that's going to be a great weekend in the woods.
I don't remember why they went out.
It was just a vacation.
Okay.
They're in college or whatever, and they're driving across in the vehicle. They get to the cabin, and they find a book, the Necronomicon, and let's just say someone accidentally reads from this book, which causes deadites to come in, and they're kind of like. Deadites are demons, but in our world, they're kind of like mist-looking things that can possess people. And it's directed by Sam Raimi. So he's known from now Spider-Man, the original ones, the 2000s.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually,
yeah, Sam Raimi. He directed all 3. That's why I don't know if you know this. Bruce Campbell is in all 3 of the original Spider-Mans.
I did not know that.
The first one, he's the the wrestling announcer. The second one, he's the attendant at Mary Jane's play that won't let Peter in. And the third one, he is... Oh, my God. I had it. Oh, he's the waiter when Peter's trying to propose to Mary Jane, and he keeps screwing it up for him. So he plays different anyway. So he always has these little cameos. Bruce Campbell. I love Bruce Campbell. We're actually going to see him, me and BJ, in August because we're going to another horror movie convention, and he's going to be there.
Okay, that's cool.
We're huge fans of Bruce Campbell, huge fans of the Evil Dead series. I don't want to talk more about it because I'll give it away. Just know, if you know anything about Sam Raimi, he is known for over-the-top, gross-out violence.
I mean, at the time, it was actually really well done, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's really gross-out stuff. He did another movie somewhat recently that did this, Drag Me to Hell.
Oh.
But it's very gross-out. It's gross-out horror movie. Creepy, kind of, but basically the possessed look really weird. There's like a lot of weird stuff going on. Anyway, the Evil Dead's great. Evil Dead 2 is the pinnacle of the series, but it's not bad. It's good.
Yeah, like, it's actually good. Not bad that it
has a budget. It was made in 1987 as like a Hollywood affair, not a like indie thing.
Yeah.
And then finally you have Army of Darkness, which is Evil Dead 3.
Yes, that is, yeah.
Which also the TV series Ash vs. Evil Dead, which is like a direct sequel to all three, is a TV series that recently just ended, 3 seasons, which is I'd also kind of put in the so bad it's good category.
Okay,
it's cheesy.
It's got that bad cheesiness.
Watch it. I mean, I'll give you a quick line from it. Groovy.
Actually, yeah.
All right. Do you have another movie?
I have another movie. It's Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh yeah, this is the reason.
Yeah, this is the reason that we started this list.
All right, Eugene, talk about this amazing, well-adapted movie.
So this is probably one of the few recent movies that I've seen that have actually done it. Like, it's so bad that it becomes good again. Like, you take this as a serious movie.
I was so pissed. You know how long I waited for a live-action Dragon Ball Z movie?
Yeah, like, you take it seriously, you're going to be like Zach. You're going to be very, very about the movie.
Oh, my God.
Right? But you take it, like, not so serious, the movie becomes pretty funny.
Yeah, like, just don't treat it like a Dragon Ball Z movie.
Don't treat it like a Dragon Ball Z movie. Treat it, I don't know how to... Treat it as a comedy, a comical take on it, I guess.
Treat it as a campy movie.
Yeah. But it's about Goku, still.
American.
Yeah, he's American, and he's going to high school and knows what he's doing. He's not like a stupid little kid that is only there for the fights.
Everyone knows Goku's American, so...
Yeah, he's American. He's apparently Kiko.
Awesome.
Yeah. And he fantasizes about Chi-Chi all day. That's pretty much what the basic of actual Goku is. But, like... The acting is pretty bad. The storyline's really bad. The fight scenes the lines they say are pretty bad. Like, the animated fight scene at the start with the insect.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. And they actually have some big names in this movie somewhat.
I know, right?
Chow Yun-fat is Master Roshi.
And the thing is, he wanted to make a second movie.
Hey, but who's the other one? Something Masterson. He was Spike on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He plays Piccolo.
Yeah.
James Marston, I think's his name. James Marster, something like that. But he plays Piccolo. He's a somewhat big name.
He's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, for this movie.
Yeah.
Chow Yun-fat's really the big name.
The big name, yeah.
I mean, he was the time. I don't know if I haven't really seen him in any American...
I don't know what he's still doing, but that's another show.
Yeah, in the mid-2000s, he was everywhere. That was Dan.
Yeah, he was everywhere.
All right, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yep.
Oh boy.
You know what? I'll, as he's scrambling around.
Okay.
We'll go. Okay.
Sleepaway Camp. It's a horror movie. Yes, you're starting to see a trend with me. A horror movie called Sleepaway Camp. I recently watched it for the first time, which is it's a cult classic. It's just one of those movies where it's your typical 1980s. You're at a camp. And there's like a slasher loose or a killer loose in this camp and blah, blah, blah. But the reason why it's so bad is the acting is terrible, god-awful. The kills are cheesy. Like, I would think this was done on purpose, but it wasn't. It's really bad. However, it's good in a lot of other ways. I don't know. It's.
I mean, like, it's so bad once again it becomes good.
Yeah. Hard to explain that factor.
There's just this charming factor.
There's a thin line between plain bad And bad, it's good.
Yeah, like it's like it becomes charming because it's bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it, but the end has it's famously known for its twist ending.
Oh, okay.
So it's famously known for that. And I'm about to watch Sleepaway Camp 2 tomorrow. I think I'm going to watch it tomorrow night.
All right.
And there's a third one. Technically, there's like 2 other ones, but really the 3 are like part of a trilogy that has the same character.
So it's like Indiana Jones.
Yes, as far as I'm aware. There is no 4th Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I know.
So Sleepaway Camp.
I mean, if we're going to talk about horror movies, the only thing I can think of that's on that list that I remember is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I remember the cartoon. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, but like the whole movie is supposed to be making fun of those horrible like horror movies on purpose. So I'll put that as an honorable mention in this case.
All right. I think I'm tapped out movie-wise for honorable mention. So I have a couple TV shows.
Okay, I mean, it's part of the whole thing.
1966, a very well-known show came out. Batman. Adam West, Batman.
You're right. You know what? I agree on this.
Listen to me, good chum. It is groovy and crazy, and it was meant to be serious, and people at the time loved it because it was like, oh my god, this is crazy how awesome and serious the show is. But you watch it now, you're like, what?
Yeah.
They have a villain like King Tut who's like dancing.
I mean, I think that's
psychedelic dancing.
I think that's like half the movies on our thing, like half our list is because it's old. At the time, you took it serious.
Yeah.
But now you look at it, it's great.
Yeah.
And I do admit that the old Batman has this charm to it that I fucking love.
Yeah, Batman 66, Adam West, may he rest in peace.
I love
treasure.
That.
So he was a treasure.
He's a national treasure. No one should dare harm him. Well, he can't harm him anymore.
Yeah. Time already did that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it was so bad, though, that he got really crazy through it. That whole Adam West thing where he's going, I'm Batman.
Yeah. He, I mean, they made a meme character of him on Family Guy.
Yep.
He plays himself as Mayor Adam West, and he's crazy in that, so.
I know, and I love him.
Let's see, another show is the original Star Trek with Shatner. William Shatner,
I was about to say, yeah,
Leonard
that's a good
Nimoy.
Point. Yeah. Oh my god. They're about to attack.
Yeah, that famous Shatner way of talking comes from the Star Trek.
Yeah, I forgot about that, and that's a good point. Yeah.
We must engage hyperdrives.
Go!
It's bad. It's poorly acted. The fight scenes are laughable. There's like a famous meme where you see Shatner as
fighting like this alien. I can't remember.
And like the fight scene is so poor. Like he's like moving around like
you can see like the zipper. You can see like coffee mugs everywhere.
Yeah, and he's like moving around like a overweight, like pimply ass 16-year-old kid who's never worked out in his life.
I mean, that's what he does look like at that first season.
Yeah, but I mean, this is Captain Kirk. He's supposed to be like athletic, and like he's just like kind of moving around. He's like, oh boy, he's like
tired out. Like
yeah, it's bad, and like the punches don't connect. Obviously, it's bad.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Let's see. Another one is I kind of mentioned it earlier. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I don't remember it being bad, but
it's one of those. The movie and the show were meant to be ridiculous. I mean, it's about a valley girl who's vapid, who's like very materialistic, like totally talks like that, and she's a chosen person to kill vampires. That's
true. Yeah.
So it was originally a movie with Christy Swanson.
I didn't know it was originally a movie.
Yeah, it was a movie first, and then a couple years later, they did a TV series. About 3 years later, a TV series with Sarah Michelle Gellar. And so I recommend that. It's Joss Whedon, who's now more known for his Avengers directing and other stuff.
Oh yeah, so, that makes sense. Yeah.
Joss Whedon also directed Firefly, I believe. I think that was Joss Whedon.
I do like Firefly though.
So anyway,
I wouldn't be surprised because they did have the same feeling.
Yeah. Joss Whedon did Buffy. So there's that. And then the last TV show on my list is, and I hate to say it's bad, but looking back, it is.
I mean, that's the whole point of this episode.
Because I was obsessed with the show in high school and middle school.
Oh?
Smallville.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember it, but...
It's about a young Clark Kent
I don't remember
becoming
it being bad.
Superman. It's bad because it's a drama. It's a teen drama about this boy who goes to high school. He's Superman, but he's doing teen crap. Like, will Lana go to prom with me? Dude, you're Superman. What are you doing? He's like, I can't fly. I'm 28 years old. He doesn't fly until the very end. He's like 28 years old. And he's like, I was like, dude, what are you doing? Fly.
His puberty finally stopped.
Yeah. And they call him, I remember the fandom, they always call him the big dumb alien, BDA, because he do stupid stuff.
I have to double check this because I only remembered it as a teenager myself.
Yeah.
So I have to watch it as an adult.
It's a teenage drama with they knew me. They're like, okay, we want to make a teenage drama, but we need to get people to watch it. Superman. People like Superman. And so it's Clark Kent in high school, and like he's like going to prom and dating people, and like he's like talking about losing his virginity and like stuff like that. Who cares? That's Superman. Who cares about losing his virginity? But that's what they talk about in the show. They don't talk about, they don't talk about Brainiac. Well, Brainiac does show up, but it's like Brainiac's his professor. Yes, you heard me right. Brainiac, the Kaluan alien with a 9th level intellect, is his professor in college. Played by the same guy who played Piccolo, James Marsden.
I think we're hitting a special note here.
Yeah, so I mean, my God, he's like, oh my God, Professor, I'm kind of in love with Lana, but if I do her, I'll crush her because I have super strength. And he's like, listen, cow, because he knows he's an alien. He's like, I'm a fucking gonna kill you. I destroyed Krypton. And he's like, what? Oh my God, Lana and the sorority are vampires. I shit you not. Okay, so it's bad.
This episode is usually last in the background.
Yes. Yeah, so Smallville, I loved it, but it's bad.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna run away from home, guys, because I caused my ma to have a miscarriage, and I'm gonna go into the city. I'm gonna be all edgy with a tattoo, and I'm gonna call Lana and be like, I'm a badass who works for Morgan Edge now. Look at me. I wear a button-up shirt with it unbuttoned so you can see my chest. That's how cool I am now. He rides a motorcycle at the end of when he goes off to the city to become a... But yeah, okay, and he has glasses and a leather jacket on. This is Superman. All right? I don't get me started about Lex Luthor, who's also in it.
I remember Lex Luthor being bad, though.
Oh, and don't get me started about Chloe, who turns out the actress, Allison Mack, is involved in a sex cult.
Oh.
She fell, she was like the second in command and then leader of a sex cult.
Oh, did not know that.
Lucky people. But, yeah, so that show, it's bad when, like, one of the main actresses becomes a crazy sex cult leader. Yes. Watch it. It's 10 seasons of gloriousness.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this now.
Oh no, Pa Kent dies. Let me rewind time so I can say Lana dies. Let me rewind time and sacrifice Pa instead of Lana because she's my high school girlfriend and that's gonna last forever. Oh no, Lana, you're sleeping with Lex Luthor, my best friend / enemy. Oh man. And meanwhile, Metropolis is like burning from apocalypse. And he's trying to get married. And he's like, I'm an adult now. It's bad.
All right.
Don't get me started about Maxima. It's Gossip Girl levels. Maxima comes. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this for a while. Maxima comes. And she's like, she's an alien just as strong as Superman, right?
Episode 6. Zach talking about Smallville.
She's an alien who's like looking for a mate. And so she's like, ooh, Clark's sexy and he's strong. Let's have half the episode me make out with him. And I'm like, okay, but then what? And he's like, drama. And so like Lois is like, oh no, what's going on? Why is Clark making out this hot chick? And then Clark's like, I'm attracted to her because she's strong and like she's gonna have cleavage. I'm gonna have my shirt off the entire time. But I'm Superman. But you can't call me that because it's copyrighted. You call me the Blur.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, okay, it's bad. I have a whole episode about
we'll have
Smallville. Oh my god.
We'll have a whole episode just for you.
All right. I'm trying to think. Is there any other So Bad It's Goods you want to talk about?
I mean, I guess I'll do honorable mentions now.
Yeah, go for it.
One of them we said before is Kung Pao, but that was actually done on purpose like that. Another one that I saw recently was Flash Gordon.
Flash!
Yeah. That movie was bad, let's not lie.
Yes.
And I love every bit of it. I'm not gonna lie. The one thing, like I say, that was really good was like the Queen soundtrack. Because all the music's done by Queen.
Yes. And
I love the Flash Gordon theme song.
Queen is like one of my top 5 favorites. So
they're my favorite right for the longest time.
I love Queen.
So do I. If I could have sex with one guy, it'd be Freddie Mercury.
Now or 1988?
When he's alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now or 1989 when he had AIDS?
I'd go either or. It's Freddie Mercury.
Now or Freddie Mercury with the mustache.
Yes.
Or the long hair. He kind of looks like a chick. I'd do Freddie Mercury in the 70s. He looks like a chick.
I do Freddie Mercury anytime. What are you talking about? Besides a dead one.
Yeah, who would have guessed he was gay with a song like Don't Stop Me Now, where he talks about he wants to make a supersonic man out of you? Who would have guessed?
I mean, I love that band, though.
Yeah, awesome. I love Freddie Mercury and I love Queen.
I do, too. Another one is Over the Top. It's the Sylvester Stallone movie about arm wrestling.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
It's Sylvester Stallone, right? It's back during like the original Rocky times, so it's like really bad.
The Italian Stallion was a porn star, just like Jackie Chan.
I did not actually know he was a porn star.
One porno does not make us porn star.
Fair enough.
He was in a porno though.
Okay, so just like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, wow. That's gonna be my moniker. I'm gonna be the guy who tells you that these people are in pornos.
And put pictures of it anywhere. So you have any honorable mentions you want to put for the list?
Kung Fu Hustle. Remember that show?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
The music's great. It has like Ballroom Blitz is like what it's known for. That fight scene.
I completely forgot about that.
I'm trying to think anime. I feel like we're missing it.
I feel like anime is one of those that it's just bad. There's no it's bad.
Yeah, I mean you got like Thundercats and like I can talk about Basket Case, which is another horror movie, but then that's more we're going to be in horror movie territory rather than it's so bad it's good territory.
I think that makes sense.
Basket Case, I would say a slew of pornos, like all porn.
any porno with a plot line.
They're just lazy now. It used to be they'd be like a tale of two titties. Now they're like not Ghostbusters XXX, which means it's a porno.
Oh, guess what? We're now doing the pizza delivery line again, but some of them are pretty good.
Yeah, we have to have an episode about porn parodies one day.
Oh, the shame. Hope mom and dad aren't watching.
Wait, yeah. Well, that's why I wait to the end. There's no way they would listen to all this stuff. That's why I wait to the end of the show to mention I say my best dirty jokes to the end of every show. End of every show is where my dirtiest jokes come out.
I think we should start at the beginning. Just grab everybody's attention.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, like, how many people actually gone that far?
Yeah, it's true. Well, maybe this is actually a timely episode.
I know. I'm surprised because I guess because this is a well thought out. Was it conversation?
Yeah, it's well thought out, but it's also very narrow.
Yeah, that's what I mean by well thought out.
Yeah. Anyway, so just another mention. Please follow us on Twitter at Canon_Incorrect. And
our Twitch stream, which is gotta pull it up again. Canon Incorrect. No
one
space.
word, yeah, no space. We'll be streaming every Friday. That's the goal, anyway. So
yep.
This Friday will probably be Paladins again.
Paladins, or if we find something the week.
The next week, well,
maybe
by the time you listen to this, it'll be next week. It'll either be Paladins, maybe another fighting game.
That's probably a good point. Yeah.
So we'll be just streaming different things, and we'll have a Twitch thing. We'll do more news. I'll have Eugene send me some information so I can tweet it out. To get the news out. So, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I don't.
All right. So before we end it, and I want to be, that joke that we always get ourselves cut